Every fig that I've ever eaten was purple.
This
No,
purple
they have
green
This
figs.
is a white fig.
I guess we're on. Hi. Are we on?
Hi.
It is the 15-minute morning show podcast. A little snaggle-toothed today because we're missing a few people. Nate and Scotty B are out. They're both deathly ill. Deathly ill. But the rest of us made it in. There's Danielle and Scotty and Gandhi, and I see Garrett is here, and whoever else wants to stop by. So where do we go with the podcast today? What's on your mind that's really making you want to get it off your chest?
I really love the balloons in this studio. They're so pretty. Thank you for getting them. They are
you're welcome.
multi-purpose. I love them.
You want to go ahead and get a shot of those for everyone who happen to be watching
If
the
you
podcast?
Cannot see.
Look at that.
Look at those.
They really are so beautiful.
They're great. They're great. Well, thank
make
you,
a big
Balloon Saloon.
difference.
They really do make a huge difference. It adds depth to the room. I heard a rumor that some of the higher ups at iHeart don't like them,
Why?
What?
Really?
The balloons?
and they were suggesting that they would be removed.
What?
Why?
Well, it doesn't matter. They're still here, so there's
That's
that.
crazy. But I think it's funny every time a guest walks in the studio, they're like, "Whose birthday is it?" They like they always
It's
assume.
festive.
They're talking piece. They're like art.
They are like art. They are art, I think. I don't know. I think the overall design of our space is supposed to be more stark and more industrial and more commercial. I guess balloons don't fit into that equation. So.
Isn't that a weird concept for a group of people who are supposed to be creative and having a good time all the time to make it a sterile environment?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I think it's just kind of like the flavor of the year when it comes to architectural design and commercial design, things like that. It has to be that warehousey look. It's kind of funny. Back in the day where jeans became jeans with holes in them and people would pay extra for holes in jeans.
Yeah.
You're like, well, why would you pay more for something that basically on the black market costs less, right?
Right.
I can put those holes in myself, especially where my thighs rub together. Happens all
Exactly.
the time.
So now we work in a space, which I love. I love our iHeart space. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But some would argue, like 20 years ago or 10 years ago, it's not finished. They're not finished with it.
Well, you know, I keep saying that. Look, I think it looks great. The only thing I think is the molding on the bottom. I really think we should have a little bit of molding going around because I just think I don't know. It doesn't look done down there. And
Well, that's the point. That's
I
the
know,
look.
but it doesn't look done. Like sometimes undone looks cool, but I don't feel like that part is so cool.
Right? Well, what if you walk into a building that has no roof? It's just open to the sky. You could easily say, oh, no, that's the look. That's what's in right now. Roof, schmoof, where we don't need protection from the elements.
And if we
It's
cover
in.
up all the cracks, how are the rats and roaches going to get in?
Well, yeah, I guess
You got to think about
Oh,
that.
they'll find a way. We had a big duty sewage leak in our ceiling the other day here in the building. You saw that, right?
Oh, yeah. The
Disgusting.
duty.
Right outside Seacrest studio.
Just in time for him to come.
I know he's never in those studios. He finally decided to come in one day, and fecal matter is falling from the sky. It's like, oh well, sorry, we love you, well, and we'll never let that happen again, Mr. Seacrest. We're sorry.
I just got a text message from our friend Tom Kelly.
Oh.
He says, I'm on your floor with fresh figs.
He has figs.
He's got figs.
God.
We're talking about great figs, and we're now ending this great fig season of 2023. He's got them. He understands figs. Why don't you invite him in for some?
Yeah,
fig-
I'm doing that
some
right
figs.
now as we speak. Oh, man.
Tell
I
him
love
that
figs.
the cameras and the mics are on. He'll be here in a hurry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He'll run.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the kind of guy
Yeah.
Tom Kelly is?
Yeah, moth to light. That's what's going on with that. So Tom Kelly with figs on the way. What else do we want to cover? Something we can't cover on air, or we didn't. I think we're okay. We're good. Just waiting for figs.
Come on. Bring your figs, man.
I got an answer yesterday when you guys told me to ask Brandon how often he thinks about the Roman Empire because I said
How
I
often?
think not at all. He said pretty much not at all unless he's seeing our own government collapse. Then he thinks, oh, this is like the Roman Empire, but that's it.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Elvis, it worked.
What?
I said, yeah, when you come in, the mics are on. We're doing the podcast. He's like, oh, I'll be right there.
Of course. Yeah, it's
Of
Tom
course,
Kelly.
of course.
It's Tom Kelly on a cracker. He's ready to go. He'll be here any minute now with his figs.
Yeah.
So what got us on the topic of figs?
I randomly asked about him. I said, hey, is it fig season? Because the other night I was at an event and they had a fruit tray, and there's pineapple and watermelon, but there were figs, fresh figs at this party. I'm like, I've never seen fresh figs in a fruit tray before like that at a party. So I started eating. I had one, and I'm like, it just took me back to my childhood of my great grandfather's fig tree. And I'm
what
like,
kind of parties are you going to where they don't have figs? Every party needs a fig.
My parties, I don't have figs at
Yeah,
my
my
parties.
You need
parties
figs.
too.
Figs are obviously the best thing in the world.
Clearly.
Yeah, but people say that bees and bugs get into them and then they die in the fig, and that's the crunchy part. I
no,
think
that's not. That's
an old wives'
not the
tale.
case.
That's what they told us in Singapore from the tree.
Well-
Remember we ate those?
Yes.
Well, look, all fruit has the possibility of a bug crawling in there, but you're making it sound like all figs, every fig has a bug in it, they die, and you're going to eat it. Is that true?
I don't know. I'm going to go look it
They
up.
say that the figs.
Who's they, Scary?
Who's
You keep
they?
saying they.
That's a
Until you
good
can tell us who
question.
they is.
It's
The
old.
experts.
General eyes.
Yeah, general
you,
eyes.
You hear these stories, so sometimes, Where's
I'm
Tom
not saying
Kelly?
I'm not saying it's impossible for an insect to crawl into a fig, but they're saying that they all are crunchy because of they're all getting bugs in them.
Right.
This
Those are seeds.
says, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is from planetnatural.com. It said since wasps pollinate the majority of commercially grown figs, yes, edible figs do include at least one dead female wasp. They said when it dies inside the fig, an enzyme known as phycin in the fig breaks down the carcass into protein. Is this true?
Well, here's Tom Kelly. Tom Kelly, open a fig. Do you see
What's up?
any?
Yes, hi. I have fresh figs off the fig tree at my Irish father's house.
It's weird. It looks like there's a ShopRite sticker on it.
Yeah, well,
Wait.
I used the
Irish
cheapest Tupperware.
figs? Never heard of that.
Well, I'm half Italian. My Sicilian. I don't know why I'm putting the fig into the microphone. Where's the camera? But that's a good fig. Actually, let me
Open
get
it
a
up.
good rotten.
According to Gandhi's research, there's a dead animal in there.
There can be.
There's a dead insect.
That's part of the treat. It's part of the excitement.
Wait a second. I've never seen a green fig. Every fig that I've ever eaten was purple.
This,
No,
they have
we
green
have
figs.
this is a
figs.
white fig, is what they would call them.
Oh,
This
that
is
was
so good.
delicious.
Have you ever had one?
No,
Have you
thank
ever had a fresh one, Gandhi?
I have. We picked one off of a tree in Singapore and
Stick
ate
your
it.
tongue in there.
No, thank you.
Oh, scary.
Scary.
So good.
So we knew it was just a matter of time till you'd come down and bring your figs. I'm so glad you brought figs. I'm sorry I'm not there in the studio to enjoy the figs with you.
That's right. You know what it is? It's just a week for figs right now. My grandfather used to say they were best the first week, and they are. And, that's just life, my friend. But I love them. This is the only Italian thing I still do. Like Scary was saying on the show yesterday about all the neighbors that wrap up fig trees and stuff like that. That's what I used to do with my Italian grandfather. And now, Grandpa passed away, and my dad lets me keep a fig tree at his house. And it's my
that's
only
cool.
ethnic
Aw,
thing.
that's so pretty.
That's a nice story to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
That's a
then
great
Nate
story.
told me to bring him down. He's not here.
His loss.
Oh, anyway, and these things are great. If you eat them, they clean you out.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like that's
good.
why I wasn't here a little bit earlier. I was the express train came to the station,
We call that a shit yourself special.
and that's what they are.
Right.
That's what they say in Italian.
Scary's sharding his pants right now.
I'm on the second one. Hey, aren't you on strike, Tom Kelly?
I think so. So I should probably get out of here
Before someone
before somebody
They
sees.
haven't figured that out yet, right?
No, I'm SAG-AFTRA, so I'm on a partial strike. I can't do a movie, but nobody was calling for that anyway. So we're
Yeah,
safe.
no one wanted you. Well, I mean, we're
That's
we're
a
Thin line
SAG-AFTRA.
between on strike and unemployed, and I am right
This
in
is
that
true.
sweet spot.
We as well are SAG-AFTRA, but we do not strike, and they won't let us strike. It's one of those things. It's weird.
Did you guys
Well,
read
why are you
about
laughing? It's
about
true.
the strike that SNL can come back technically, but they won't probably in solidarity with the actors? Like they fall
really?
Yeah, they fall under the talk show category pretty much.
But how would they come back without actors?
Well, they can come back with the writer's strike. I'm obsessive about it, and you just tell me when I'm talking too much. But SAG-AFTRA is really two unions with 90 different contracts. So you can work on a radio show, even though you're SAG-AFTRA. You can work on a daytime talk show if you are an actor. But if you were in a movie that's on at night, you can be on the daytime talk show, but you're not allowed
Right.
to talk about the movie you did at night.
So they're saying Saturday Night Live, as Garrett was saying, is more of a talk show
Yes.
segment.
Talk variety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, no, my question was more just who would act out the scripts.
The actors who are in SAG-AFTRA, because you are not on strike for acting on Saturday Night Live.
And plus, a lot of the actors are writers, and the writers thing just got cleared up.
So
right?
so a lot of those shows like Jimmy Fallon, Drew Barrymore, they were all on strike in solidarity with their writers, rather than being on strike as actors, which are on strike
good.
separately.
Well, thank God we don't have writers on our show.
Thank God.
It's obvious we don't.
I know. Speaking of, so how are those figs going? Are they nice and tasty?
I'm a little upset that Gandhi won't eat one. It's like that's sort of an Italian insult. You have to like pretend to like one per year.
Oh, okay. Give me one. I'll pretend I like
Yeah,
it. I don't like figs.
Do you have issues?
Then don't eat it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't do it, Gandhi.
Texture?
Don't let him pressure
No,
you.
I'll just
Peer
it's pretty.
pressure.
I'll look it up. I don't want to waste it. Give it to the people who like it. Scary loves those things.
I
They're
love
very
it.
pretty.
Bring one to Garrett.
Yeah, well, how come your grandfather's figs are from ShopRite, the grocery store? I don't get that tag.
Okay, so this is what I learned last year. And again, this is my only like non-comedy, non-showbiz, non-radio related hobby is growing this fig tree. Last year, I realized I was spending more on Ziploc boxes to give people figs they didn't want to eat than I was making all year. Like, so now what I've been doing is, and this is what the old Italians used to do too, is you'd save all your pieces of plastic and then you put the figs in that. It's recycling. But in the old days, they would call that just being cheap.
Okay, here you go. We've covered a lot this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not
This
see a wasp
podcast.
carcass inside that fig when they opened it, but apparently the ficin in the fig dissolves it. So I don't know.
So here's one that's sad is like I picked the very best figs because you guys are my close friends and I want to impress you. When I get down to the relatives, sometimes I'll give them a fig and they'll open it up and ants will come out.
Yeah.
And then they'll make
Yeah.
faces and I'm like, but that's how you know it's fresh. It's
Yep.
organic.
Yeah.
There's no pesticides.
But then
Fresh
you don't
ants
eat
don't.
it. You don't
Fresh
eat it with the
ants don't want it unless it's fresh.
No, you know what? I eat the ones with the ants, Danielle, because the one with the ants tastes better. You know they're good because the ants want to eat it.
And then what do you so you have ants in your stomach?
I
Yes.
might. Maybe that's why I was just in the bathroom late for the podcast.
You probably
my
chew them up.
gosh.
Figs are very underrated. I'm very happy that we had this discussion.
This is really sad. This is really sad. But the other thing is, like, sometimes the birds will, like, take a bite, and you know those are the good ones because the birds saw it from up high, and they took a bite. And I'll eat the half that the bird didn't eat.
See, you got the leftovers of other animals. You know that they know better than we know. I love that. Well, this has been very interesting, Fig Talk.
This has
If
been
only we
Fig
had
Talk.
writers.
Exactly. We got to get out of here. Thanks for joining our 15-minute morning show podcast. I don't even know how long it was. Doesn't matter. We're eating figs. Goodbye. Everyone say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.